Hi everyone, welcome back to my Bible adventure, my journey through. I'm really trying to get through this before I die, so we've got limited time. I'm not going to speed read it. I want to absorb it. I want to enjoy it. I'm reading the English Standard Version. Again, disclaimer, any names or places, I'm not a theology expert, so I do not know how to pronounce those things, so forgive me in advance. Okay, I, I don't know, but where we left off was Jacob finally reconnected with his brother Esau, and they had been at war, so to speak, or Esau was originally going to kill Jacob 20 years earlier when Jacob's mother convinced him to go steal his blessing from his father before his father died. So Jacob just met up with Esau, and Esau forgave him, and they wept, and they're all happy and wonderful. So let's see what happens from here. And we're going to do chapters 34 and 35. Let me double check. Yep, that's where I left off. So we're going to do 34 and 35 today. Chapter 34, they call it the defiling of Dinah. Now Dinah, the daughter of Leah, whom Leah was the first wife of Jacob. So now Dinah, the daughter of Leah, whom she had borne to Jacob, went out to see the women of the land. And when Shechem, the son of Hamor the Hivite, the prince of the land, saw her, he seized her and lay with her and humiliated her. And his soul was drawn to Dinah, the daughter of Jacob. He loved the young woman and spoke tenderly to her. So Shechem spoke to his father Hamor, saying, "Get me this girl for my wife." And it's got a southern accent, okay? Just go with it. Because I'm trying to enjoy this. Now, that wasn't easy to enjoy, though. Clearly, Dinah was just raped by the prince. And now the prince says, "Go get her as my wife. Make her mine." Poor Dinah. That's not a good thing. Now Jacob heard that he had defiled his daughter Dinah, but his sons were with his livestock in the field. So Jacob held his peace until they came. And Hamor, the father of Shechem, went out to Jacob to speak with him. The sons of Jacob had come in from the field as soon as they heard it, and the men were indigent. I'm sure I said that completely wrong. And very angry, because he had done an outrageous thing in Israel by lying with Jacob's daughter, for such a thing must not be done. But Hamor spoke with them, saying, "The soul of my son Shechem longs for your daughter. Please give her to him to be his wife. Make marriages with us. Give your daughters to us, and take our daughters for yourselves. You shall dwell with us, and the land shall be open to you. Dwell and trade in it, and get property in it." Shechem also said to her father and to her brothers, "Let me find favor in your eyes, and whatever you say to me I will give. Ask me for as great a bride price and gift as you will, and I will give whatever you say to me. Only give me the young woman to be my wife." So this prince and his dad really think that they can just control people through whatever price you want. Just let us buy her. Slave trade. Well, no different than sex trafficking in this day and age. The sons of Jacob answered Shechem and his father Hamor deceitfully, because he had defiled their sister Dinah. They said to them, "We cannot do this thing, to give our sister to one who is uncircumcised, for that would be a disgrace to us. Only on this condition will we agree with you, that you will become as we are, by every male among you being circumcised. Then we will give our daughters to you, and we will take your daughters to ourselves, and we will dwell with you and become one people. But if you will not listen to us and be circumcised, then we will take our daughter, and we will be gone." Their words pleased Hamor and Hamor's son Shechem, and the young man did not delay to do the thing, because he delighted in Jacob's daughter. Now he was the most honored of all his father's house. So Hamor and his son Shechem came to the gate of their city and spoke to the men of their city, saying, "These men are at peace with us. Let them dwell in the land and trade in it. For behold, the land is large enough for them. Let us take their daughters as wives, and let us give them our daughters. Only on this condition will the men agree to dwell with us to become one people, when every male among us is circumcised as they are circumcised. Will not their livestock, their property, and all their beasts be ours? Only let us agree with them, and they will dwell with us. And all who went out of the gate of his city listened to Hamor and his son Shechem, and every male was circumcised, all who went out of the gate of his city. On the third day, when they were sore, I would bet they were sore before the third day, but they were sore. Put it in writing. That's how sore these men were. I'm enjoying the Bible. Enjoy it with me. Two of the sons of Jacob, Simeon and Levi, Dinah's brothers, took their swords and came against the city while it felt secure and killed all the males. We're a little ticked off, I think. They killed Hamor and his son Shechem with a sword and took Dinah out of Shechem's house and went away. The sons of Jacob came upon the slain and plundered the city because they had defiled their sister. They took their flocks and their herds, their donkeys, and whatever was in the city and in the field. All their wealth, all their little ones, and their wives, all that was in the houses, they captured and plundered. Okay, now, this isn't right. But they did rape a girl and then expect to buy her. So when you think about it, it was pretty smart of them to say, I got an idea. Let's make him get circumcised. Then, when they can't fight back because they're too sore, because we know how that feels, let's plunder everything and still take their women. Let's show them who the boss is here. In a way, it's like a vengeance that wins, where I don't want to say it's warranted. No vengeance is warranted, but it seems like justice was done. I'm sorry, but they got paid back in tenfold for the crap they did and thought they could just pay their way out of it. Thought. Note to self. It's in the Bible. Then Jacob said to Simeon and Levi, You have brought great trouble on me by making me stink to the inhabitants of the land, the Canaanites and the Perizzites. My numbers are few, and if they gather themselves against me and attack me, I shall be destroyed, both I and my household. But they said, Should he treat our sister like a prostitute? They're really pissed. But now Jacob's like, crap. Everyone's going to come for revenge. We've just started a war. What are we going to do? Jacob's been through hell. Okay, all because his mother Rebecca had him do something. This poor guy has to keep paying the price over and over and over and over again. But I do not like the fact that Jacob was going, yeah, just take the girl. Who cares? I mean, come on. It's your daughter, Jacob. Fight for her. Get justice at least. Personal opinion. Let's see what happens. Chapter 35. God said to Jacob, Arise, go up to Bethel and dwell there. Make an altar there to the God who appeared to you when you fled from your brother Esau. So Jacob said to his household and to all who are with him, Put away the foreign gods that are among you, and purify yourselves, and change your garments. Then let us arise and go up to Bethel, so that I may make there an altar to the God who answers me in the day of my distress, and has been with me wherever I have gone. So they gave to Jacob all the foreign gods that they had, and the rings that were in their ears. Jacob hid them under the terebinth tree that was near Shechem. And as they journeyed, a terror from God fell upon the cities that were around them, so that they did not pursue the sons of Jacob. Okay, I'm going to tell you. They heard about this gang coming through that destroyed an entire city of people. They're like, just let them go. Just hopefully they don't stop. Just my inner thoughts and what these people might be thinking. I digress. And Jacob came to Luz, that is Bethel, in parentheses, which is in the land of Canaan, he and all the people who were with him. And there he built an altar and called the place El Bethel, because there God had revealed himself to him when he fled from his brother. And Deborah, Rebekah's nurse, died, and she was buried under an oak below Bethel. So he called its name Elon Bakuth. That nurse must have been really important that they listed her in the Bible. That she died and they buried her under an oak tree. I don't recall her ever coming up earlier, so I'm curious as to why she was so critical to mention. Maybe we'll find out later. God appeared to Jacob again when he came from Padan Aram and blessed him. And God said to him, "Your name is Jacob. No longer shall your name be called Jacob, but Israel shall be your name." So he called his name Israel. And God said to him, "I am God Almighty. Be fruitful and multiply. A nation and a company of nations shall come from you, and kings shall come from your own body. The land that I gave to Abraham and Isaac I will give to you, and I will give the land to your offspring after you." Then God went up from him in the place where he had spoken with him. And Jacob set up a pillar in the place where he had spoken with him, a pillar of stone. He poured out a drink offering on it and poured oil on it. So Jacob called the name of the place where God had spoken with him Bethel. Then they journeyed from Bethel. When they were still some distance from Ephrath, Rachel went into labor, and she had hard labor. Oh, her nurse. I bet that's because Rachel was pregnant. I did not know Rachel was pregnant until we got to this point. And when her labor was at its hardest, the midwife said to her, "Do not fear, for you have another son." And as her soul was departing, parentheses, for she was dying, she called his name Benoni. But his father called him Benjamin. So Rachel died, and she was buried on the way to Ephrath, that is Bethlehem. And Jacob set up a pillar over her tomb. It is the pillar of Rachel's tomb, which is there to this day. Israel journeyed on and pitched his tent beyond the Tower of Eder. While Israel lived in that land, Reuben went and lay with Bilhah, his father's concubine, and Israel heard of it. Now remember, Israel is Jacob's new name. Now the sons of Jacob were 12. The sons of Leah were Reuben, Jacob's firstborn, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Issachar, and Zebulun. The sons of Rachel, Joseph and Benjamin. The sons of Bilhah, Rachel's servant, Dan and Naphtali. The sons of Zilpah, Leah's servant, Gad and Asher. These were the sons of Jacob who were born to him in Padan Aram. And Jacob came to his father Isaac at Mamre, or Kiriath Arba, that is Hebron, where Abraham and Isaac had sojourned. Now the days of Isaac were 180 years, and Isaac breathed his last breath, and he died and was gathered to his people, old and full of days, and his sons Esau and Jacob buried him. Aww. Isaac's dead. That's really sad. Rachel's dead. The love of Jacob's life. Jacob, I think, is now named Israel. It's getting a little confusing, but we're going to hang in there. We're going to figure this out. Because we're going to go on to chapter 36 next time. And see. Joseph's coming up. I'm sorry, I'm cheating. So we're going to start with something really boring next time, but we're going to get into Joseph. And that's, like, priceless. Oh, it's a great story. One of my favorites in the Bible. So, well, besides Jesus being born. We're going to get there. So thank you for joining me on this journey. If you can add any clarification, just remember, I'm trying to enjoy this, so please forgive the commentary. Okay, love you. Bye.